that Panasonic did the lens for.
Yeah.
I don't know,
But Dreamcast they were ahead of their time, but they were too far ahead of themselves.
So it was funny. It was
I
running
don't
on
think they
a Windows operating
understood.
system.
Yeah, I don't think
Windows
they
CE.
understood. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't understand exactly what to do with the cool stuff they gave you. It's like their controller, still one of the best controllers.
I love that controller.
And
even though it doesn't have dual analog
even
sticks.
though I freaking hated
And it
memory
doesn't have
cards,
built-in rumble or any of
Yeah.
that. It was still awesome. The VMU thing was kind of a cool idea.
The VMU was probably to me the most ingenious thing.
But something like that would never work.
They
but
never truly utilized it in most games, except for Resident Evil. You had your heart rate on there. Or am I thinking of Parasite Eve or D? Might have been D2.
Yeah,
D2.
But
I remember
but
Skies of
it's-
Arcadia had like a mini game that you
Yes,
could
yes.
play.
Well,
on
think
it.
of
Take it out, you had the 80.
Sonic Adventure. You have the little
The
things
egg.
you could raise.
Yes. And that
It's
was
like a
freaking awesome. Even though I hated,
Tamagotchi
Yeah.
type thing.
even though I hated memory cards, I just hated it because they never freaking lasted long enough. They were full shit. Then you got to go buy another one. I could have told you how many I filled up, but
The one that impressed me the most,
I
though,
like the one for the Dreamcast.
the one
because it was-
that impressed me
useful.
the most is, of course, with the original Xbox had a hard drive in it.
Oh,
And
man,
it
I
was
went
like
bing,
An
I was
8 gig
nipple
hard drive or something like that. It was something really, really small.
It was 80 gig. It was an 80 gig hard drive on the Xbox. When Xbox One came out, it was 40 gig.
No.
Yes.
The 360.
The
when the 360
Xbox
came
had
out,
a
there was-
larger hard drive than the Xbox 360.
I thought it was an 8 gig.
No. It
I
was a larger gig.
I remember-
Google it up.
I thought I
guarantee
remember-
I'm right on that.
I'm going to look it up.
Damn right. You
He's
look
gonna
it up.
I'm going to look it up. I'm right back.
You guys keep talking.
Because I could have sworn it was small, and then I just remember like playing and saving so many games to that system, and I'm like, this has to be getting full soon.
Mhm.
Like, why am I it? Let's see here.
No, I'm definitely right about this. But, anyways, for like a Project Morpheus, I see a little announcement. I see them saying how many titles are going to be made for it. I see nothing much else. Maybe Samuel Jackson will come out and buy this motherfucker.
Die these motherfucking snakes.
Yeah, but that's about all I see for it.
Let's see here.
Now, I think the biggest one for Sony is going to be Uncharted.
Seriously, is my phone over there?
I don't know where your damn phone is. It's on the side of the couch, apparently.
Okay.
But it wasn't under my ass. Don't blame me. Now, where was I before
Why
you
is
really
this not
interrupted?
on
Oh,
the
Uncharted
wiki
4.
page? Yeah, go ahead.
That's basically Sony's baby. I'm worried about it just because so many lead
Storage.
people left.
Storage, 8 to 10 gigabyte internal drive, formatted to 8 gigabytes with allotted system reserve and MS dash, what the fuck that is, 8 megabyte memory cards that you could have too. So it was a 10 gig hard drive formatted, and it had 8.
Nope, it was 80.
It says it right here,
Mine
man.
had 80.
I could have swore they were 10.
I don't remember.
You might be able to replace them too and put a bigger one in it,
Yeah.
No, I know a bunch of
Um,
people did. Anyways, back to my Uncharted bullshitting here.
Oh, what were we
Uncharted's
talking about?
the one
Uncharted.
Uncharted's the one I'm worried about the most. Not that I want.
Mainly because like everybody in that for that company is like gone now.
Yeah, it's not that everybo's gone. They got a ton of talented people, but
Well, what's
They're-
they do is
they're
just
not
they've
the
lost
Uncharted
they've
people.
lost the I can't talk. They lost it. That makes sense. They
they
lost the
creator. I think it was a
They
creative
lost
director.
they-
people.
They lost the lead
the game
artist,
director. They lost
a writer.
the lead art director, the lead writer.
Yeah.
What's her name? But she's making a Star Wars
Yeah.
game now.
Naughty
The
Dog lost
the
the
lead
dog.
the main villain of the game is gone,
Yeah.
and but so I don't know. Well, I'm sure.
I'm sure
They're
it'll
going to
still be
do
good,
something,
but-
and it's going to come out with something, and it's going to be good.
But
I mean,
is
Naughty
it-
Dog really hasn't made anything that's not been good that
Well,
I can think of.
all I know is when you lose that many key people from the originals,
It just makes it look
it-
bad, and like if they wouldn't have announced it
I
in
don't-
December, that it existed, nobody would have been paying
I don't
attention.
think it would be as big a
much?
deal if it wasn't following all the layoffs from all the other companies Sony's killing off. And I mean, I know Sony is just.
But-
Sony's bleeding more money out right now than Nintendo.
It is
and that's rough to say.
It is the nature of the game, though, when it comes to making video games. They staff up to
Get
make
the
a
game
project,
done,
and then when the
get them
game's
out.
done, and they don't need to keep
But
that
most
many
of these
people
people
on.
were in development of new games. Most
Right,
of these-
and
you
one
know-
thing that game studios I think should do is implement how like movies are made, and then they're just kind of like freelance, and they just move from project to project, and they're just kind of
You can't-
contracted out like that. Like a studio has a small core group of people that they always keep on for every project, but then when they, instead of building a team up and then like looks like they're laying off all these people, you would think that if they had contract-based things like that, we need you for this amount of time, they're not going to have to pay you a
That-
severance package
that works,
or any of that shit because they're not laying you
to a
off.
certain level, but when it comes to a game director, for example, just like a movie director, you don't want the next one in line. You want a good one.
Well, see,
I mean,
it looks.
Would you rather have the guy who directed Brute Force
It would just look.
direct Uncharted, or would you rather have Amy Hennig? That's her name.
Yeah, it would
direct
look.
Uncharted.
It would. This would.
She's not a director, so.
Or
She
whatever
was the
fuck
lead
she
writer,
was, the lead
but
writer, yeah.
It would just
But who
look
would you
bad
rather
though.
have do that?
What looks bad though is if say this happens for a movie, say like Star Wars they just started filming it last week, and then say 6 months from now, like halfway through filming or whatever,
Harrison Ford dies.
like they get rid of J.J. Abrams and bring on another director. Like that would look bad because like you don't have a director making a film and just leaves halfway through filming it, and then another one.
No director does that unless they
No,
die,
but I mean that's
or
happened.
they're hiding from their wife because
That
uh,
happens
well, look
with
at Ant-Man.
games.
Look at Ant-Man. Edgar
Yeah.
Wright was signed on in 2006, I think it was. God, I know too much about this, but he signed on and he's wrote the script for it, got the actors, all that good stuff, everything rare to go. Quits.
Snaps his
I-
finger.
Now, if he would have started shooting, and had been more than a couple weeks into it, I don't think he would have ever quit. Now they said it was mutual between him and the studio. We know that means mutual in Hollywood. Somebody got fucked,
Yeah.
but you just don't do that in the middle of something. So I'd say depending how far along Uncharted is, you could have issues. You go, girlfriend.
And do the finger.
Yeah, do the finger.
Alright, so let's move on to Gears of War.
If we think that something's.
That's not Gears of War, but that's God of War.
God of War.
Let's
Gears-
get it right.
They both have the same.
They do.
They both are. In his defense, we have initials up there, and they just happen to read out the same thing.
Yes. God of War.
Then again, he wrote it there, so he should
Yeah.
know this.
What was it? Like Ghost Recon, kind of the same. It was like Advanced Warfare. That was GRAR.
Grar. Ghost
Yeah,
Recon,
yeah,
yeah.
Rawr.
After the band.
Um, I do expect them to probably say something about a God of War. I don't think they'll show anything. They may have a teaser, but I'd say they're probably making one. I think God of War has probably ran its course, but
I didn't even play Judgment.
I do
No,
expect them to make
I
one
have
for
no
the
appeal
PlayStation
to it.
just because it's one of their biggest franchises. So.
Oh wait, you were talking about Gears of War, and I'm talking about Judgment.
Yeah, that was.
And then you're like, for the PlayStation. I'm like, that's not.
No, I don't think anybody.
Yeah, but no, I
played
didn't play Gears
Judgment.
of War Judgment. I didn't play it.
I
I didn't know a single person
and I
to
didn't
play it.
God of War, the last one they did
Ascension.
with Ascension with
Yeah, I
the
didn't
multiplayer.
play it either.
It
'cause
had no appeal to me,
Yeah.
and I think the problem is they're bringing that crap out too soon. I think there needs to be at least 3 to 4 years between.
Well, I
Again,
think.
look how they. Some of them
I would like to play the ones that came out on Vita, and was it PSP?
Yeah,
it
but
was the first
see,
one
I
that
don't
came out,
have
yeah.
I don't have appeal for games on handheld that are also on console.
Well, you can play them on console now. They
Yeah,
ported
but
them
it's-
over to the PS3.
I don't know. To me, it loses something when they bring them over. They always seem to lack.
Yeah.
I mean, Uncharted Golden Abyss for Vita, or not
Yeah,
Vita,
that's-
but PS.
No,
Yeah,
that's
Vita.
Yeah.
Good reviews, but everybody felt like it was lacking something. I don't know. Maybe it's just you don't get the same visual quality. You don't get the same sound quality.
Well, they marketed the Vita a lot like they basically said, take the console experience with you anywhere.
Yeah.
Where you kind of saw with Borderlands 2 that's not really
No.
possible. At least with open world games.
No, especially considering people are still having
imagine
problems
putting-
developing on PS3.
Imagine putting, like Skyrim or some shit on there. It just wouldn't work. You
Yeah.
could
No.
not put Skyrim on Vita.
You'd have to have 80 of those
There
little
need
fucking
be-
DM.
There need to be new
Things.
hardware
Right.
to run that. But
If they're gonna do that, they need to make just games for portable. I mean, they can have some relation, but I don't know. When you make Drake's Fortune on the Vita, it doesn't. Why do that when I can just put it on a big TV?
Mm.
Anywho,
see, I used to be like that. The whole PS3 360 generation, I tried to get into handhelds. I had the original DS, and then about the DS Lite, and then tried to play some games on it, and I just couldn't get into it.
I had
and
the
then,
PSP
all the way
for-
until, and I had a
I think
PSP
4
also. I
I
had
it for
like
4 days.
I went through 3 or 4 of them because they kept getting dead pixels all the damn time, and I kept returning them and then getting another one. But I lost interest in that. But the 3DS when I got it for Christmas, and there's been times like, for example, last night I just played that. Like I was at my house and like I could play Xbox or PlayStation or whatever on my TV, and I was right there, but I wanted to play the DS, and so like there's just some games that are on there.
But,
Well, like I went
But
and
I think
rented
that-
it.
I think the DS is a staple. The Nintendo handheld is a staple because Nintendo builds quality shit.
Mhm.
It may not be the most powerful, as we found out with the Wii U. Well, they went skimpy on some things,
Ouija.
but
Holocaust that
anyways,
bitch.
but Nintendo.
Oh boy.
God damn it! But anyway,
Nintendo Hitler over here.
That's why Mario has a mustache.
blonde hair, blue eyed, carny bastard.
You know why Mario has a mustache?
Mm-hmm. Tickler.
That was just a bonus.
Well, you know why Mario has shit in his mustache, right?
Why is that?
Looking for love in all the wrong
Oh,
places.
man, well, he found love with Link.
Look that up, by the way. That's disgustingly funny. But anyways, Nintendo they have solid quality stuff. May not be the most powerful, but it's solid. You can drop a 3DS on the fucking floor, kick it, and have your dog drop a deuce on it. You can pick it up, wash it off, and it will still play solid.
Yeah,
You couldn't do that with a Vita. Hell, you can't even do that with a fucking.
the N64 was
Samsung.
like that. You could beat the shit out of that console.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, and even the original Nintendo. Hell, all you gotta do is give it a little blow and it'll fucking work every time.
Mm.
I mean, seriously, that was the only problem you ever had with your Nintendo.
I think we both thought of a different thing.
Oh, I know you both were thinking, you fucking pervert.
Well, no, he was like, well, the way you worded it, he was like, all you gotta do for your old Nintendo is give it a little blow, and like, I'm like, so is a coke addict? Is that like, what?
Hey,
all you
for
people
Coke.
out there that have old Nintendos, the
Just
NES,
give
if
a
it doesn't
blow.
work, put cocaine in it.
Yes.
Yep.
And when the dog from Duck Hunt comes up red-eyed as hell, you know why.
He's like-
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why he laughs. He's all like,
Definitely don't get red eyes with that, but that's all right.
But no, I see Nintendo as a different quality, not just on our hardware, but
It's not a
software
real.
as
It's
well.
not a real podcast unless cocaine gets brought up.
well.
But
No, it's not a real podcast unless cocaine gets brought out.
well,
That's
no.
they were looking at a.
How would that work? I mean, like, if you did a podcast and like you put it on YouTube or whatever, and just halfway through you just started like cutting lines and like people are just doing fat
Well-
rails off the. You got to use the correct terminology
Well,
when you're doing it too.
one, you would get more popular,
For a
and
minute.
two, you would get imprisoned.
I mean, well,
you're
you
blonde-haired
could
and
always
blue-eyed,
just
you'd be good for the
you
little
could
Nazi
always just
lovers
post
in there.
it like from.
You can say it was sugar.
It was sugar.
Sugar.
We all
That's
snorting sugar in
What
here.
is baby powder? Anyways,
Flour.
Nintendo's handhelds and their consoles themselves are quality and quality of games.
Mhm.
That's why I don't see Sony, Microsoft, anybody coming out with another handheld that will outdo them, except for cell phones.
Or
Cell phones will get to that point.
Well, there's still going to be touch things, and like nobody. That's why I don't usually play games like on my iPad or on my phone or whatever. Because
you know what?
I like that tactile feel. Now they are coming out with like Bluetooth attachments that you can
Yeah.
put on your phone.
But I don't
You know what I'm getting?
What?
I'm gonna go out and buy myself one of those.
A race car.
Yes.
Blow up doll.
One of those Android things.
Oh,
A robot?
No, the
you're going to buy data.
yeah. No, the console. What's that thing called?
You're talking about the good.
The Amazon one?
No, the
No.
Steam one or not
The
Steam one,
Cube that has the
Ouya?
Android. The Ouya.
Oh, you did not.
Huh?
You did not just say you were going to buy one of them damn things.
No, I ain't gonna buy one of those fucking things. Who the hell would buy one? Nobody. That's who. That was the stupidest fucking idea. Hey, let's take this. Everyone has a smartphone, but let's take the smartphone and put it in this box.
That's
Yeah.
bigger than your
And
phone.
we'll make it so you can
Gee.
hook it up to your TV, which you can already do with your phone anyway. But
There's
genius.
there's
No, stupid.
the PlayStation Vita TV.
And I've got no excitement on that.
Well, it's only out in Japan right now, and I mean I'm sure they'll bring
What do you
it.
mean, like
the-
You can
PlayStation
watch.
TV thing that they announced?
Well, it's
like,
the
last year?
Vita TV.
Vita.
It's just a little box that comes with a PS3 controller,
Yeah.
and then you just put your Vita cartridges in it.
And that's fine because they did that with the Game Boy Advance. Remember that little thing you could stick in your Super
The
Nintendo
game.
or whatever?
Well, there was the Game Boy Advance stuff. It was for the GameCube. It went on the bottom, and you could put it
Oh,
in.
yeah,
You
that's
could also
right.
play the old ones, but
But
on the
Super
SNES,
Yeah, they had it for the
there was
Game
a.
Boy. Wasn't it just Game Boy games or something? Like
It was
that?
just Game Boy games and maybe Game Boy Color games. I can't remember, but
Yeah.
I know that you could play like the original Red and Blue Pokemon games, and it would put color. Like, color tinted. It'd be like if you were playing it on a Game Boy Color.
So red and blue weren't in color.
No,
Doesn't that seem just a little fucking odd?
the cartridges were color.
I want my money back,
They were-
sir. It
they were
says
in
red
color.
and green, and this is
They were-
black and white.
They were in
Green and
color
white.
if you played them on a Game Boy Color or like Game Boy Advance, but like it was very very small amount of color.
2 colors, red and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was
All
Well,
right.
I mean, like you
that was
just
the virtual
you
boy.
play Red and Blue, and then I had both.
Boy with red and
I had
Black,
both, and
yeah.
so you would start when you had to choose when you're starting 3 Pokemon. Of course, on the blue one you would take a Squirtle,
Squirtle.
and then
Speaking
on
of
the red
taking
one
a
you would take a
Squirtle.
Charmander. And then of course they never made a green one because nobody gave 2 shits about Bulbasaur. Apparently, they made the
Nobody
yellow one.
gives a shit about Bulbasaur.
I
They
like
made the yellow one, huh?
I like Bulbasaur.
Yeah. No, I did too. But
So that's
Charizard
where
is
we are.
where
We're
it was
getting,
We're
we're getting
getting
a little
lost.
sidetracked here.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll talk
go back
Pokemon
to
later.
So we want to talk about Sucker Punch. We do think that they will make. We do think that they will make another game. If they do announce something at the conference, it'll probably be the Vita game. Since they just released Infamous 2, I can see them making anything right now.
No, I'd say they probably had a small team working on a Vita. so-
Probably some Infamous Vita game, I would imagine.
it wasn't Infamous 2, but it was Infamous 3.
Whatever, whichever.
Second
It's Second
It's
Son.
just
so,
a number, man. It's just a number.
Yeah,
Just like her age. It's only a number.
That game was really good though. Second Son was a lot of fun,
I
and it's the
have no
first
doubt.
game that I ever got a platinum on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I got 100% trophies
Gold
on
records.
on Child of Light earlier this week.
4 hours long.
No, it's not. It's about 10 or 12 hours long.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know the reviews have all been fantastic.
It is fucking amazing.
I'm just
My
Picking
only
it back.
complaint with the game is that it's not very hard. Like There's no achievement or trophy for beating it on a harder difficulty, so there's no incentive to doing
play
that
it on it.
other than like it is very easy. Like I mean, I guess for a younger audience it wouldn't be, but I think the reason why they did that is just because they wanted you to have this experience.
That's what I heard. Is it's a very just amazing little story thrown on it. But the Order, I don't see
The Order.
anything about that I like. I haven't seen anything about it that I'm gonna
It seems like a typical third-person shooter. I mean, it feels like it's going to be something just very typical, something we've played before, and not going to be that great. It's just going to be just your normal third-person shooter.
I think it's going to end up a crap sandwich. I think
Yeah.
the reviews all around are going to be.
I think it's going to be
Mediocre
pretty
at
bad. I mean, it's not going to be bad, but I think it's going to be mediocre.
I think we might see something that'll change your mind though at E3. I would imagine. You never know.
Breasts.
Yes,
That's what I'm looking
giant tits.
9.0.
for. 9 point. Titties get a 10.
Yeah.
Not all titties get a 10.
Oh.
No.
In 1886,
the
titties may
flapjacks,
not
though.
get a 10.
No. But what if there's 2 titties?
What if there's
Well,
3?
shouldn't there be? Or some like fucking
Chicken Total Recall. That's 3 titties.
yeah.
She
Yeah,
got
there's
11.
3 there.
I'm talking about 2, though.
Yes.
You
it's
said
not about 2 is
What are
impaired.
we talking about?
Oh, tits.
Anyway.
Anyway, let's move on to Drive Club. They will show that, I'm sure, because
Delayed again. I'll bet anything.
They've
I
already
know.
put out the release date
Yeah.
for it.
You know how many times
October
I've seen release
7th.
dates and you know what? We've done
That's
this
true.
little thing.
That is true.
No, that's-
It'll come out on
It'll
time
come out
this
on
time
time.
probably, but I don't know. It looks gorgeous, and I really do want to play
I
it.
do want to play Drive Club. It does look good.
Mhm.
And I do hope that they push something out on stage that really shows why Drive Club is something that you got to have for your PlayStation 4.
Because you get a new car.
Ooh.
Yeah. Fancy Volvo. So, let's go to Final Fantasy. Now, of course, they'll probably show 15. We're thinking that probably in the Sony conference they will show 15.
Possibly 14
Probably some
expansion.
14 stuff.
Yeah. If anything, definitely 14 stuff because
Yeah.
that's Sony. Well, you can play it on PC, but yeah, it's a Sony thing. So
Tekken.
I think we're going to see something new on Tekken. I really do, and I think it'll be brought out on Sony stage.
what was the
Yeah.
last Tekken game?
Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
I believe it was
Damn.
Turd Tournament, because that one just did not play right.
Turd Tournament.
Yeah, because it just didn't play right.
The last one I played was Tekken Tag, which was a launch game with the PS2.
Yeah, that was good.
That was really good.
But
No, the last one that came out was Tekken versus Street Fighter.
See, I don't really count stuff where
I
it's
don't
versus
count
a different
that as
franchise.
I don't count that as.
Like it needs to be a
Tekken.
standalone.
That was. I mean,
What's
really.
the
Tekken
little-
Tag Tournament 2, though, that was the last one.
Yeah, but it just didn't have the controls. It didn't have. It was just missing a lot of things, and the other things. I didn't care for the free roaming, little actiony thing they put in it.
Weird.
I didn't
Yeah.
play it.
It was not good.
Battle Arena Toshinden. You're going to see it.
Oh man, I would love an HD remake. PlayStation 1. I was over at my grandma's house.
That
hooked
game
it
came
up,
free
and just
with the PlayStation 1. Battle
That's
Arena
another
Toshinden.
thing. from now
Wait,
on,
what?
new
I don't remember
consoles
that at
mean
all.
one game with it at least.
I made 3 of them. Battle Arena Toshinden 1, 2, and 3.
I played them all.
See, I
They're all
came to the
fantastic.
original PlayStation late in its life cycle, so that's why.
If
I
you
had
bought
the
it, I never did
N64.
play. I didn't buy the PlayStation when it came out because I was poor. But my cousin wasn't, and he did. And when I went over there, he had 2 games, which was Battle Arena Toshinden, because it came free with the console,
Yes, and it was awesome.
and Tekken.
See, I had an
Love it,
N64, and then my neighbor had the original PlayStation, so we go back and forth there.
Oh,
And
you
then
got the welfare system. Ha ha, I got PlayStation.
I see. I got to choose between like if I wanted the N64 or I wanted the PlayStation, and I was like, I wanted the N64 at the time just because like
I
to
would have chosen
me
it too.
it just looked better, and like I remember
You
playing it a
know
lot in
Nintendo.
Sears. Like we'd go into Sears and you go in there and then fucking play it there. They had
Yeah,
Walmart.
I
And
remember
that's-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was Mario 64 is what they always
Yeah.
had, and like this is so awesome.
Oh, it was, man.
And it was so
It's still a
badass.
great
and-
game. That's still a great game.
Oh yeah.
And I still think N64 games look far better than PlayStation games do. I mean, minus the the FMV shit.
Right.
Yeah, because really, what sold
It was a
me-
more powerful
what
console.
sold me
It's like
on,
VHS and Betamax.
yeah, what sold me on PlayStation was the first glimpse I saw of Final Fantasy VII, of the CG stuff.
Yeah.
I never seen nothing like that.
Oddly
And
enough,
that's just cool.
what sold me on the original PlayStation is the Armored Core games.
Oh,
Oddly enough, what sold me on it was I was a gamer, and I'm like, I need one of these.
I eventually got
well, I
one
would have
because
gotten it, but
the neighbor
that's
that
not
lived
the way-
next to me, they moved away, and then like so did the PlayStation, and then I didn't have one anymore, like
So you
access
tracked-
to playing it. So,
So
I was
you
just
tracked
like,
them down, killed them in the night.
Killed the
stole
family,
them.
I
took the
slit
PlayStation.
all their throats, took the PlayStation, and they're
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, somewhere there's a story from about that time frame where a family
Statute of
was murdered.
limitations,
No one
sir.
thinks-
This
I
was
can
too
see
long ago.
Watching his clock. Yeah, I fucking killed them all.
Yeah, this can go up on the internet now. It's been enough time. But no, I eventually got one. I can't remember exactly when it was. I know it was after the PS1 came out, the little guy,
Oh, yeah.
and that's what I got. I
That
remember
was
getting
pretty
that.
late in the game.
It was, and that's why I said it was closer to when the PS2 was starting to come out.
Yeah.
But I got the original PlayStation at the beginning of the year. It may have been the same year that the Dreamcast came out, because I got it around the beginning of the year, whenever Final Fantasy IX just came out. Because I paid you paid $50 for it, and
I remember when games were 50.
and there's still some games that are $50 or some
Hey,
Wii U
Nintendo
games.
64
Wii
games
games.
were like $60.
Yeah, that was just because of the cartridge. But
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
though
Super Nintendo.
though
games,
my
those were
copy of
expensive, so-
Ocarina of Time was $100.
Oh snap!
This was bullshit, and it was because that game came out in '98, and I wanted it for Christmas, and you couldn't find it anywhere. And then so like I there was just every day I'd be like calling Best Buy and like Toys R Us and all these places, like, do you have this? I'm like, I really need this game. And then finally one
I
day
got to have it.
I
Well,
called
sucked
Game
it.
Exchange, which you guys remember Game Exchange.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we have one copy. It's on hold, but we think this woman who has it on hold said that she was going to come in and like take her money back. She doesn't want it anymore. And I'm like thinking to myself, I don't know why they would want it, but cool. And then so my uncle was coming into town, and I guess my mom gets a hold of him, and she's like, can you stop by and like buy this? Stops by there, and like Game Exchange, knowing that this is the only one left in Springfield, they're like, yeah, it'll be $100. It's fucking $40 more. they charged for it. I didn't think they could do that.
In the words of
It-
Chris
it
Rock,
cost-
they fuck you in the
Yeah, they
drive-thru.
cost $100. It was totally worth it.
Yeah.
That was. I mean, I didn't pay for it.
I wouldn't say it was totally, I wouldn't say it was totally worth it for your uncle to get ass raped by a guy making minimum wage at Game Exchange, but it was a great game.
Dude,
Thanks, Uncle.
it's worth way more than $100
Yeah.
in terms of how
If you
amazing
had
it
it
is.
now with the original box, you'd probably sell it. For
I've been playing it all week actually.
Oh, good luck.
I broke out the N64 last weekend, hooked it up, and I went to Entertainmart, and I couldn't find my AV adapter, even though it uses the GameCube one still, or the NES, the SNES. They all use the same one, but I had to go find that, and I bought one of those. And while I was there, they had Star Wars Pod Racer on the N64, and so I bought that. Although I did have it for my Dreamcast, and I don't know what happened to it. It looked way better on the Dreamcast, but I bought that. And then a game called Body Harvest.
Yeah, I remember that
Do you
game.
remember that?
Yeah.
You had to like fight these weird bugs. They were like
I remember
aliens.
one game I used to love on Nintendo 64. It
Barbie
was
Horse
Blast Corps.
Yes,
Corps.
Blast
That was an
Corps.
awesome game.
fucking awesome game.
And who made that? Rare.
Rare.
And
Rare
who
made
doesn't-
a lot
Who
of
doesn't make games anymore? Rare.
ones that are
Any good?
relevant.
Not
That's what we're
true.
making that game.
The last one they made that should have been relevant wasn't.
Banjo and
Just
Kazooie?
wasn't.
The nuts and bolts.
Nuts and bolts, yeah.
Yeah,
Shit.
I played the demo for
Anyway.
that, but yeah,
I bought it. I
did
bought
you?
it. No, I did, but I bought it
I did, but I didn't.
at
So you stole
Entertainment
it.
for like $5 or something.
You, like before Vintage Stock owned them, when
Yeah.
you know everything was cheap,
Yeah,
and they gave you an
didn't
enormous
fuck
amount of money when you sold things there.
Yeah.
You go buy a brand new game. I remember I did this with Grand Theft Auto 5. I played it and I beat it, and I had like 2 or 3 weeks later when it sold it there. It was done with it. The new systems were coming out. I'm not going to play it again. And they gave me $40 in cash. But now you go there and like you try to trade something in that's brand new. It just came out like, say you have Wolfenstein, you're going to go trade it in. You're like, oh, I want cash for this. Be like, they'll probably give you like fucking $18.
Yeah.
Like,
Now
Did you hear about the story of me selling my Xbox there?
no.
So I went and sold my Xbox One because I actually we're at my house now and I just got this house and we needed money.
He lives in a small wooden shack, as
yeah,
you can
as
see.
you can see here.
this
you
isn't
can see
actually
here.
the house. This is the outhouse.
Yeah,
yeah.
We're plumbing.
There's a herd of deer that live behind the house.
Yes, they
There's
poop.
giant squirrels,
Giant nuts like this.
really big squirrels.
But anyway.
Anywho,
Anyway,
let's-
I needed money. We needed money to just kind of help us move in and things like that. So I decided to sell my Xbox One, and my girlfriend said, of course I can get one at tax time. So I was like, that's fine. So I went to Entertainment to see how much they would give me. Xbox One. Now keep in mind that this Xbox One had not been out for.
4 months.
I'm guessing you ended up going to GameStop.
Yeah, I did. But I'm going to tell you how much they were going to give me for it. Okay?
I don't want to guess. I wanna
Alright,
guess.
hold on, wait.
Alright.
So,
Was this with games and stuff like that too?
okay, no, this is just the console itself. Now, I had games and stuff like that, but this is how much they were going to give me for just the console. Now, the console, keep in mind, $500 brand new. This console was 3 or 4 months old, and, because, the Xbox had just come out practically, and guess how much they were going to give me for it. Go ahead and try to guess.
$200.
$225.
$125.
What?
Yeah.
$125.
$125.
Did you start laughing? I would have started laughing.
I told the guy, well, I looked online and I went onto the entertainment website.
Did you
And
ask her if he was going to fist you too?
Oh my
I went
god!
onto their website and they said they give 200 and something, and they gave actually $20 more than GameStop did. They actually said that on their promotion on the website.
Yeah.
So I was I went in there and I'm like, yeah, I want to sell this, and he's like, okay. And before you scan anything, he just looks at me and he goes, you know how much we buy these for, right? I'm like, yeah, 2 something. And he's like, no. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. We buy these-
$600.
He's like, we buy these
Yeah.
for $125. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I looked at your website. He's like, well, that's Entertainment. We're Entertainment Springfield. I'm like, yeah, you're
Which
vintage
is owned
stock,
by fucking vintage stock.
Yeah.
which means you're
They
crap,
fuck you
so
at
I'm
vintage
out.
stock, just so you all know.
Yeah.
Probably put this in.
Oh.
All right, well, let's kind of
Yeah.
zip up this here.
Yeah.
All right,
Well.
next one for PlayStation, I think you're going to see just an announcement that the creators of Heavy Rain are working on something new for PlayStation 4.
Power up over here.
Something
There's over there.
weird, unique, and odd that only they do, but that's why we love them.
Yeah, I'd say Heavy Rain developers are probably going to make something.
$125.
I know that just pisses me off. I know we got to talk about
I was just
this,
like,
but
are
that
you
pisses me
serious?
off.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Did that? Oh shit.
You just spilt beer on the computer. Good
Well, it's
job.
on the carpet.
If this thing stops just all of a sudden
It's
because
on the-
somebody spilled
it's on the
beer
carpet.
on the computer, which is
It's on the carpet.
underneath the computer.
I'm gonna suck it up.
So you said you're not answering your phone.
Oh, tell her my phone's dead.
Oh.
Just tell her I don't want to talk to you.
Tell her I'm getting a blowjob right now by her sister. Oh shit! Don't put that part on. It was a joke. Love you, honey. But
Okay.
anyways,
All right, so
they'll. I think they're gonna announce that they're working on title. I don't think you'll see
you probably won't see
anything.
anything from it, but yeah, I can see them saying that they're working on something. So let's move on to Zelda. To Zelda.
Nintendo.
Let's move on to Zelda. What is? I think they're going to bring out Nintendo.
I think Zelda's gonna be on PlayStation.
I think one thing we expect. We know Zelda's going to be there. Nintendo's already said that they're going to
Yeah,
That
have
was at
Zelda.
the end of last year. They said that.
Yeah. We're expecting a new Mario. We're all hoping another Mario Galaxy that they announced. They
Or
probably will make a new Mario, or they probably will announce something new. Mario.
I still haven't played 3D World yet. I would really like to play it.
Yeah, you can play it for 3DS.
I'd
That's
like
pretty
to.
lame.
I'd like to see him.
Oh.
I'd like to see him come out with a Sunshine too. Sunshine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Sunshine was awesome.
Sunshine was really awesome.
All right. but
Ah,
anyways, Mario Galaxy would be awesome as well
Yeah.
because it was fantastic games.
Mario
Mario
Party.
Party. Everybody knows that they will have another Mario Party. They've got to. I mean, it's just tradition. I mean,
how do you use that?
it's called Swipe. Your
How
phone
the
don't have it
hell?
because your phone sucks.
Huh?
Even my
Swipe.
busted ass phone does it.
Yeah.
Let me hold on. How does this?
Don't you send nothing fucked up to my wife, man.
How does this work?
You
Just start
swipe.
what you want to spell
Wait,
and
you
go to the
wanna
last
spell?
letter.
So,
Do
Mario
you end it with the
Party
last
now.
letter?
If
This
you
that's fucking weird. Like, why not just? I don't know. It's weird to me.
all right. Well, he's sitting there crackheading over a fucking
over swipe on an Android. He uses an iPhone, and they don't have.
See,
to.
look at that. It can't. It doesn't.
it
Oh my
it
God.
guesses basically what you're trying to type in.
This is wood. That's what it.
The more you use it, the better you'll be at
Anyways,
it.
we
Anyway.
we expect to see Nintendo figurines, not just their stats. Even though Nintendo's technically not going to be at E3. Doing a
Nintendo
conference.
announced the whole like Skylanders Nintendo figurine thing, and so we're expecting to see them talk more about what they're going to do with that, and that's going to be a big boost for them. And I think for Nintendo, besides their Nintendo figurines like Mario and Zelda and stuff, making little characters and like kind of the Disney Infinity Skylanders thing, I think one of the coolest things they could do with that is Pokemon figurines.
Oh,
Pokemon figurines, and making a Pokemon game where you collect and buy the figurines and you put them in the little thing, and they can make a ton of freaking money.
oh yeah.
off of it.
And then
What
you
the
could do
fuck
like
do you want this?
crossbreeding with the Pokemon figures and the Mario and Nintendo stuff. How
Weird.
cool would that be?
Fucking weird.
He's blown by it.
Upgrade your phone. Even my shitty phone does that.
Weird.
But yeah, Nintendo figures
iPhones.
would be really suck balls.
This is also being recorded on a Mac, by the way.
Which sucks balls. That's why you had to plug it in because that's shitty battery life.
Oh yeah, that real shitty 6-hour battery life that they get.
We've only been going on for 2 and the fucking
It wasn't fully charged.
Anyways,
Yeah, no. Anyway,
Nintendo figures.
that
You'll see Miyamoto
what I-
walk out.
what I
dressed
think of about that is if Nintendo ever made an MMO, the only franchise that they could use would be Pokemon. And I think that would be really cool because everyone's a Pokemon trainer, and then you can like,
Yeah, but what kind of quest would you have? 5 of you trying to gather one Pikachu, and then y'all end up battling each other because
Well, no.
my Pikachu.
It could be like an
I want the
instance.
energy
It
sword.
could be like an instanced thing where you group up to go do,
Like you have a hub, which is the hometown, or
Right.
whatever, and then you
Oh.
instance out into the world.
yeah.
I'm not a Pokemon fan by any means, but if
But you had to grow
want me
up with
be
it
honest,
really to get into
I,
it. I think.
I've watched Pokemon
Huh?
with my
Gotta catch
kids.
'em all.
Gotta catch them all, man.
I watched Pokemon with my kids, and me personally, that shows nothing but slavery.
It is really funny, like when you,
Think
especially when
about
you
You-
play the games and
Have
stuff
you
like
seen
that.
Only the
Django Unchained is only one shade of color away from Pokemon. What did they do?
No,
What
it
did they
is
do?
true.
The-
it is.
The
it's
people
your-
go around capturing they're not like us, and
Just
and
think
then
about
they
like
force
what
them
this.
to fight each other.
which
It's
is-
fucking Django.
Just think about like I always thought about this too. Is just think about like what the creature is thinking. Like I that's when I was playing my 3DS last night. That's what I was playing. I was playing Pokemon Y, and like there was
I don't know why.
because X. And so there's a part in the like towards the end of the story or whatever when you get like one of the legendary Pokemons, and there was just a part in like the story is fucking stupid, but you just read it and it's just there, and then They're like, I captured it, and they're just like, it's crazy how a legendary Pokemon was just willing to be your friend that easy. And I'm like, that makes fucking sense.
His
Yes.
ass.
Yeah.
I beat his ass
Basically,
to
what
submission.
happened, I showed up in this room, it came out, it was just like, what the fuck are you doing in my house? I kicked its ass, and then I caught it. And
Django!
now it's my friend?
And
like,
now- And now I throw shackles on it.
there's
and
apparently
fight.
something that happens
And then I
within
made
this...
then I make it beat the shit out of its friend.
There's something that has to be happening with inside the Pokeball that basically, like, just tames it. It's just like, oh, hey, by the way, you no longer have free will.